Hi, this is Frank. This week I'm going to be doing a vlog review of the movie Patrik Age 1.5. So, for the main point of the film, I think it was trying to show how you need someone like Goran who just through being strong but staying loving and especially showing love to Patrik that you can change anyone's lives. And also Patrik taught Goran and Sven things for sure, but it was mostly Goran who was the one who changed Sven more than anything, not Patrik. Personally, I didn't find it super believable. Patrik's emotional damage that he's gone through in his life, especially what he led on about seeing his mom die and such. I don't know that just a couple of days or a week of being with a family, especially since things did not go well with Goran and Sven, that like he would open up that quickly. I guess that kind of threw me out of the loop when it first happened. I ended up loving the happy ending and stuff, but I don't know. I can see maybe the Goran and Patrik becoming friends and living happily ever after. I don't see Sven. Or I don't see Patrik ending up living with them, and maybe him and Sven get back together under like very different circumstances or something. But neither of those things happen. So anyway, in what ways was this a queer film? Well, from the get go, they just had their queer marriage was a given, and so in Sweden they have been, I guess, socially more progressive than the U.S. on this issue. It's more of an accepted thing, but it was a queer film also in the ways that they showed how like kind of suburbia um, is tolerant but confused on gay relationships. So like whenever they go to talk to any of the neighbors and they're like, oh, I was gonna invite you to the party, or that one awful straight neighbor who was like, oh, you and your like adopted son have sexual relations, because it's just such like a typical heterosexual like just idea to have, like historically, that gay people are all like pedophilic and like in bring but like the way that the homophobia was brought up in the lens of like suburbia, I think made it a very queer film. Also, like the focus on flowers, and eventually, like when Goran was really sad, it was raining. The use of water throughout the movie, classic queer film. Evaluate the costumes. So Sven and Goran have very different styles. Goran dresses a bit more domestically. I don't say, I guess I'm not a fashion expert, but he wears kind of what I would say like grandma sweaters. He has like lighter fabric. He appears softer, whereas Sven is a bit more. He's a bit larger of a man. He wears like button downs. He shows some of his chest hair. He wears jeans. He's a bit more aggressive. So like their personalities come through, and how they dress. Like Sven is like um, aggressive, and especially towards Patrik, and that it shows in the way he dresses. And then um, Goran dresses a bit more femininely, I guess. He'll incorporate more pieces like that, and also he does a bit more of the domestic work. So I guess it fits into that kind of uh, misogynistic view of domestic work, that it should be done by a woman, and that a woman should not be wearing like aggressive clothing. Uh, what did I like about the film? Um, I liked that there wasn't actually a baby who was 1.5 years old, and that it was just Patrik the whole time. I was fairly confident of that, but that was nice that there was no like cop out like that. I liked when Goran stood up to Sven. I didn't see that happening, but that was something that I feel like I can even apply to my personal life, where you just have to be, if someone like Sven, he's like manipulating you like that, and he's just being really emotional and abusing you, then you have to be willing to end, or like at least cut off a relationship at any point. So I think in that sense, especially like for viewing queer relationships, it's important to see it ending in a way like that, where one person can kind of stop it themselves and stand up for what they want. So, and I guess the way the film made me feel in the end was a bit underwhelmed. Just I was not in the headspace that Patrik, it seemed obvious that Patrik wanted to come back and live with them, but in my mind, there was nothing that should have established that. Also, the way that Sven came back with the other guy, and there was no discussion of like what happened with that. Like he just came back and stayed with him forever. I was not a super big fan of that. It made me feel a bit empty. It just was like, oh, Goran did all this good for himself, and now it's all gonna go away. Anyway, thank you.